So good day, learners. And we're here again talking about practical research. And our topic for today is Unit 1. We have the nature of research that tackles about research and its importance, as well as the ethics and characteristics of research. So without further ado, let's start. So these are the activities that I have given you last meeting. So you are able to give me the importance, characteristics, process, and ethics of research in your own ideas. So before we start, let's answer these questions. How are human innovations made possible? So human innovations, for example, is the Apple brand. So before each models open to the world, it undergoes what? Yes, process. And one of the process is research. So they're going to find out if this model, this product is suit for the people who will buy this one. And every year, Apple will always put new updates. So with that, they are undergoing a process of research. So here are the learning objectives. First, at the end of this lesson, you will be able to define research and its different types, as well as to explain the academic and practical importance of doing research. And we will be able to answer this question: why is research important? How does research affect your daily life? So what is research? Research is the systematic study of materials and sources in order to establish facts and reach new conclusions. So let me correct this concept that research is just merely searching on the internet, searching information on the internet. It's just a process. It's just a part of conducting a research, but that is not really what research is. Okay? Again, research is a systematic study. How does it begin? So research begins with a simple question. And that question could either be from your everyday life experiences, or your individual curiosities, or from random observations. Everyday life experiences, for example, you have noticed that every morning it's very traffic. So you ask why? Because the road near in Bantel is constructed. And it could also be for random observations. And individual curiosities, in which curiosities means that you are eager to learn something. So you ask questions. Why is like this? Why is it like this? Okay. So you come up with many questions based on your curiosities. So again, research begins with a question. And research will be existing if you are now gathering the information to seek answers to your question. Again, it exists when you are gathering information to find out for an answer or to solve a problem, okay? So for example, you are fond of drinking chocolate flavored drink. One of it could either be Ovaltine, Milo, or Shaki. So you drink of it before sleeping. But you have observed after drinking that one, you are having a hard time falling asleep. So you ask a question. Why do I have a hard time falling asleep when after I take that Milo or Ovaltine or Shaki? So upon that curiosity, observation. So you seek an answer. So you look at to the back portion of the sachet where the ingredients are being listed. And you have seen that some of the ingredients like what? Cocoa, sugar, or caffeine is in that drink. So that only means that the ingredients are for boosting the energy levels. So that is an example of a research. So we have two types of research. First is basic and second is applied. For basic, its purpose is just to gain broader understanding. What is broad? It means to have a wide range of understanding, to understand deeper. So, to a particular problem or phenomenon. Unlike the applied research, its purpose is to find solutions to actual problems. And its outcome, it may have new ideas, concepts, or more on theories. Because again, it is just to have a wide range of understanding. And by that, it may not be applicable in real life. Again, take note that basic research is not applicable in real life. Unlike the applied research, its outcome is, yes, new ideas and concepts, but no more theories because you are conducted different processes and also facts. You have gathered facts. And by that way, it have a direct real-life application. Again, for basic, it is not applicable in real life, while applied from the word itself, applied, so it is applicable in real life. And take note always that basic research is again mostly theoretical, so more on theories, okay? So here are the examples of a topic on basic research. First is the role of government in providing basic social services. Second, therapeutic effects of pet ownership. And third, parenting styles across different Asian cultures. So what you have noticed, these topics, again, are more on theories. So if you ask random people to this topic, they have different opinions to this one. Unlike the applied research, it is obvious and have to be an immediate application. Again, obvious and have immediate application. So here are the example topics of applied research. The effectiveness of vaccines in preventing infectious diseases. The effectiveness of social media advertisements in increasing sales. So based on the two examples of these type of research, what have you noticed? What are the differences? So again, in basic, it is more on theory. So you are just merely asking, okay, to have an idea, broader idea. In applied, as you have noticed in these topics, it has a process. It undergoes a process. Like for this one, the effectiveness of social media advertisement in increasing sales. So they are going to conduct a process in which they are to use social media to test if their sales will be increasing, okay? So we have, again, basic and applied. It can lead to more and it informs, but it is related to each other. So for example, you are STEM students and in the future, some of you will be in the medical field, okay? And you want to have your own brand of vitamins. So first thing you do is to study chemical components. So that is a basic research. So you are going to study what chemical component should be, or what chemical component are you going to use. And later on, since your goal is to make your own medicine, your own brand, so you are going to have a process. So you are to mix all the chemical components you have. For example, calcium, iron, to make a vitamin C. So you are going to make now the medicine, and that's the time that it has applied, or it is called applied research, because you are now undergoing a process and you will test if that medicine is that vitamin is swap or not, or effective rather. So that's it for basic and applied research. Now let's have a quick check if you are still with me or you are in the other planet. Just joking. Okay, so let's check. Let's identify whether the following states applied or basic research. First, we have, this is the type of research that is most useful for practical purposes. This is applied. From the word itself, most useful. So it is being used. So it is applied. This is the type of research that generates new knowledge, ideas, concepts, or theories. Okay, basic research, from the word generate and theories. In applied, no more theories because na may process. Okay, next. A study on effective teaching methods for children under 5 years old. This is an example of applied because from the word teaching method, so it says that it has a process and it is being applied. Okay, effective teaching methods. Next, a study of looking at how alcohol consumption impacts the brain. This is basic because the word is just study on looking at how alcohol consumption. They are not saying that they are to check the possible effects or to have precautionary measures before the alcohol impacts the brain. So it is just looking so basic. So again, take note again that research is a systematic process of gathering information to answer a question or solve a problem. Okay? And again, basic is theories, concepts, ideas may not have a direct real-life application, unlike the applied that it is gaining new knowledge from basic research, but it has a direct real-life application, okay? So applied research will exist if not as a basic research, okay? And they are related to each other. So that ends with the research and its importance and the types also. So now we are going to talk about the process and ethics. So at the end of this lesson, you will be able to recognize the characteristics of research, enumerate the steps involved in the research process, and explain the importance of ethics in research. So here are the questions that will be answered in the discussion. What are the characteristics of research? What are the steps involved in the research process, and why is ethics important in research? So take note of this one. This is the characteristics of research. First is control. So research is controlled and manipulated to understand the relationship between two or more variables. So again, controlled and manipulated. So, for example, your study is all about teenage pregnancy. So you will only tackle teenage pregnancy. Okay? Dili pwede nga na-appeal si drug addiction. Okay? Again, control, manipulate. Because it will make the study become broader. And also, when we talk about two or more variables, so one of it is the independent and the dependent variables. Next, we have rigorous. So rigorous is the research must follow stringent procedures to find out the answers to questions that are relevant and appropriate in nature. So again, as what I have told you, that we are to undergo different procedures. So do not limit it to only, or you example, you don't have enough respondents and you are to decide. Diba, katong gipakita nga video before we are having the class that ingon sila nga, kita na lay answer ani, ikibaw si niya. No, it's a big no-no. As much as possible, find out the answer, find out respondents, okay? Do not answer it by your own selves. Next is systematic, of course, because research must follow a step-by-step procedure. And we cannot start from the next procedure if the first one is not correct. So that is why we need to have a title first before we will go to the next chapters, okay? Research is not like an essay writing wherein you can write the introduction, body, and conclusion before you write a title. In research, title is the very first one, okay? The very first thing to do. Next is valid. So again, research data must be correct and verifiable by the research so that the readers of your research will not be confused, okay? And empirical as well. So that is the reason why you have related review of related literature and related studies so that your study may have a hard evidence and you can defend your study very well because you have that strong evidence. So again, what are those? Oh, sorry for that. So what are those characteristics we have again in research? First, we have controlled, rigorous, systematic, valid, and empirical. Again, or take note with the first letters, CRSVE. Again, CRSVE, or controlled, rigorous, systematic, valid, and empirical. Now let's move on to the principles in research ethics, or the ethics in research. Remember, this should be you as the researcher. This is your qualities as the researchers. So first we have honesty. Of course, at all times, honesty is the best policy. So in research, you must honestly present your information or data. You should not falsify or distort data to deceive to the public. So we will be able to know if your research study is really on your own when you are having your defense. So make sure that you are honest to yourselves. Okay. Next, we have objectivity. In objectivity, you should remove any form of bias in all stages. So you should be fair. Okay. Next, we have prudence. In prudence, you should be careful in evaluating your work. So again, you need a lot of time to check your research. Check it first, leader, because I know that you're in a group and all of you are given tasks, and do your task very well, okay? And leaders check it carefully, and it will be checked by me also before you will conduct your defense. Next, we have responsible publication. So you are also like an author writing a book, because that study is your own work. So you are also responsible to that. Okay. So make sure again that the results are being checked, and share it to the people so that they can also have your knowledge. And sooner, um, your future generations will also use your study and put it also in their related study. Okay. Next, we have confidentiality. In confidentiality, of course, for example, when I was a grade 11 like you, our topic is to know how many street food vendors are practicing sanitary practices. Okay, so that's certain place that we choose. So of course we have the ethics of confidentiality, and we didn't do like, do not buy to that vendor because wala sila ni follow sa standards. Amo nakita diri, wala ligo, always ihang check. No, okay? Do not share any information specifically from your respondents. Respect their information. Only you, researchers, and the respondent will know the information you gather. Do not exploit it in any forms. Labi na sa social media. Dili story, dili i-post sa FB. Okay? It's very confidential. So it's only you and the respondent. Okay? Next, we have respect for intellectual property. This one. If in the internet, no, you can have, labi na sa Facebook, you are fond of using music that is not your own. That's why Facebook sometimes they have copyrights. May mute if you didn't acknowledge the owner of that music. Same as in the research. So you are to acknowledge the owners of that. If, for example, you are going to um, have a statement, you're going to use that statement from the certain author. So please acknowledge them also, okay? Because again, it could be a criminal act and you can be filed for plagiarism, okay? So please respect for intellectual property. And we will be acknowledging them also by a citation. And of course, in our references, we will use what? Okay, the APA format. Next, we have social responsibility. Of course, we are socializing in research because we are to communicate with our society, and our study must be benefit by the society. That is the reason why we have to um, connect with respondents. Okay, so of course, um, know your social responsibility. And in communicating your respondent, do it in a respectful way and in a nice way. So, ayaw anaa nga, di paliw kog answer kay ugma na mo ang research defense. Di answer ni kay ugma na mo research defense. Ang buhaton ko na sa respondent, chika na naman. Nangibutang dito, walay ligo, always, na-check niya, wala niya basa. Kaya imo manggidali-dali. So, dili. Ask, try to explain, ma'am, we would be happy if you will be part of our research. Our study is like this. Para ipanabi mo dito, ang taga-Bentel. Interview ko gahapon ba? Umot, unsa to kung it's very wrong to hear, right? So, tinot anaon na, ay, ang Bentel, nagpa-survey na ko. Kung ano to ilang study, mo ba mari kanindo? So do it in a nice and respectful way. Okay? Know that you are part of the society and you have a social responsibility. Next, we have anti-discrimination. Again, of course, aside from being fair and no bias, so we have also to avoid discrimination. Regardless of who will be your respondent, do not discriminate them, regardless of what gender they have, or sex, religion, or what age they are. Okay? So, for example, our study was about the street food vendors. So we didn't think of them of who they are. What is important is their information that we have gathered. Okay? So we don't know them and we forgot them also. We only have the information. We only find out the information, gather the information that we want. And after that, no more. Okay? So that's it. Avoiding discrimination. So again, what are the ethics of research? First, we have honesty, objectivity, prudence, responsible publication, confidentiality, respect for intellectual property, social responsibility, and anti-discrimination. Take note of that one because that is the qualities that you must possess being a researcher. And now acknowledge yourself as one of the researchers in the world. So why do we have this ethics? So that we will have a research process that is done with high integrity, and we are also following the set of standards with the community of researchers all over the world. And I would be happy and very glad if one of you will be called as the best researcher of the year in the future. So I hope so, and I hope that you have learned something in today's discussion. And I am hoping that you're now excited to be a researcher. So that's all, and thank you so much.